Hey guys, so this video is going to focus on finding the mean, median, and mode of a set of numbers. So we're going to go through a couple of examples and we're going to work on finding all three, mean, median, and mode of each example. So let's start with mean. Mean tends to be the most common one that most people have heard of. Mean is the same thing as taking the average of a set of numbers. So essentially when you're taking the average, when you're taking the mean of a set of numbers, what you have to do mathematically is you have to add up all the numbers and divide by how many numbers you have. So taking a look at the list that I have on the screen, so what we would have to do is we would have to add up all of these numbers. So literally take 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 7 plus 9 plus 15 plus 12. And then what we're going to have to do here is we're going to have to divide this set of numbers by how many numbers we actually have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. So we are going to divide by 7. Alright, so when we add these all up, so 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 7 plus 9 plus 15 plus 12, when we add that all up, I am getting a 70. So then we need to take that 70 and we need to divide by 7. So 70 divided by 7 is a 10. So the average of this set of numbers here is 10. So now that we figured out what the mean is, we are going to move on to finding the median of this list of numbers. Now the median is the middle number, but you can't just go straight finding a list and go straight to the middle number. What you have to do is you first need to make sure that the list is in order from smallest to biggest. So you have to put it in order first, then you can work on finding the middle number. So taking a look at this list, I'm going to have to do some rearranging. So starting with 6, and then a 7, and then let me see, we have a 9, another 9, a 12, and a 15. So I believe I got all of them. So now you can work on finding the middle number. So I like to kind of just cross off from the end. So do 1 and 1, 1 and 1, 1 and 1. Now, you're going to have one of two situations. You'll either cross off from the end like we did here, and you're going to have one middle number. That's always the nicest case there. So our median is going to be a 9. Now, every once in a while, though, you may have a list where you have two numbers that fall in the middle, and you cannot just say both of those numbers in the middle are your medians. Like, let's pretend for a second that I crossed off here from the end, and I had the 9 and the 12 sitting there in the middle. I can't just say that 9 and the 12 was my median. What I would have to do is I would have to take the average of those two numbers. So I would have had to do 9 plus 12, which would have been 21, and divide that by 2. And what I get when I do that, that would be my median. But here we just had the 9 in the middle, so for this particular example, our median is a 9. Moving on to the last one here. So mode is the number that appears the most. So you have to take a look at your list and see, well, what numbers repeat? Because you might have a few of them that repeat. Now, when it comes to the mode, you're going to have a few different situations depending on your list. If none of the numbers repeat at all, you could have the situation where you have no mode at all. You can have the situation also where only one number repeats, so that was going to be your only mode, what that one number is. Or maybe you have, let's say you have 3 numbers, and each one of those 3 numbers each pop up 3 times. So because they all pop up the same number of times, all 3 of those numbers would be your mode. So you kind of just have to take your list and see which example you are dealing with. Now, taking a look at our list here, I see that a 9 pops up twice, And then the 12 also pops up twice. So we have two numbers that pop up twice. So essentially they're at a tie there. So my mode is going to be the 9 and the 12. There is a name for this. This is called bimodal. Not that it really matters so much. So when you have two numbers that are the mode, bi means two. So this would be bimodal. You have two modes, the 9 and the 12. So that's how you find the mean, median, and mode of a set of numbers. Let's do one more example. All right, so our second example here, we're going to go through the same process and find the mean, median, and mode. Starting with mean, we need to add up these numbers here. So we need to take, let's see, 24 plus 27 plus 15 plus 22 plus 28 and plus 31. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers this time. So we will divide by 6. So when we add all of this up, I'm getting a 147. And we need to take that 147 and divide it by a 6. So this does not divide out evenly, but that's okay. When it comes to an average, we can go ahead and use the decimal. So when we divide this out, I am getting 24.5 as my decimal there. So that would be our average for this set of numbers. Now let's take a look at finding the median here. So first off, we need to make sure that the numbers are in order from smallest to biggest. And I believe for the most part they are. There's a little bit of rearranging we do have to do. So let's see, 15 would go first, then 22, 24, 27, 28, and then 31. So crossing off from the ends here, let's see. We are left with two numbers in the middle, 24 and 27. Remember, that cannot be our median. So what we're going to need to do is we are going to have to find the average of these two numbers. So I'm going to take 24 plus 27, and I get a 51 when I do that. And then we're going to have to take that 51 and divide it by 2. So our median for this set of numbers is 25.5. Now the only other thing left to do here is to find the mode. So we need to take a look and see if any of these numbers repeat. But I do not notice any numbers repeat. And that's perfectly fine. Sometimes that happens. So if no numbers repeat, there is just no mode. We don't have a mode. So that wraps up the video for mean, median, and mode.